morning! Today we're going to save the world one pull request at a time! Yeah, so basically earlier this week, month, something, I ran into Hacktoberfest. A lot of people actually know about this. I've been living in a cave, so I just found out about it. And I thought, oh, let's do it just for fun. So we are going to look at a PR. What? We're going to look at a repo. In this case, I chose the Maven CLI repo and I forked it. And we're going to create a pull request for a CI pipeline because I was trying to run the test locally. My computer didn't like it. It was like, no, what are you doing? I don't want to. Also, like, as I'm developing open source code changes, at least for this repo, I want to be able to test the way that they test. So in this case, when I looked at their code, it was basically saying they have a Travis pipeline that, so basically, like, for me to create a PR, they're running it on Linux OS. Hello, darkness, my old. They're running it for Linux and Mac OS, and then they're running in different types of node. So instead of trying to set that up locally for me to be able to test and make sure that my PR is actually properly and it's all is good, so I'm like, we should have a way for developers that are actually doing open source PRs into this repo to have a way to run all the tests and be able to run the build without having to do anything locally. And that's what we're doing. So I forked the repo, like I said. I messed with it a little bit. So I'm just going to create a new branch real quick. This would be, I guess, a feature. And then we'll say support CI Github Actions. For now, it doesn't matter. I'll create it anyways. Yeah, so what's going to happen is, like, I'm just going to create a new workflow, workflows directory, workflows, as we usually do. Trying to make this bigger. Cool. And then we'll create a ci.yaml file. And then within that, then we'll start our repo, our CLI, our what? Our GitHub, our pipeline. All right, so we're gonna do our pipeline and we'll do name CI, then we'll have our on push, because I wanna make sure like developers are able to do it when they push their branch. Then we'll do jobs. Within those, we'll have a job, and then runs on, we'll do Ubuntu for now, Ubuntu latest. Then we'll have a steps, then we'll use this actions / checkout at v1. Then we'll actually install node, so we'll use actions, what is it called? Let's go to the docs real quick. It usually helps to have the docs, that's what it is. Then we'll do what is it called, node version, yeah, with node version, and we'll say I think one of the ones that they were testing is 12. And then one of the things they do here, and we're trying to run tests, right? So to be able to actually run the test, I looked into the package JSON and I see that the test actually runs this end-to-end test, and that's what was like causing issues on my local, just because I don't have everything set up. So we're just going to basically build it and then run the tests themselves. So we'll say run npm run build, and then we'll do run npm run test, and that should do it. So let's just do add that. Oops. We'll do git reset because we only want to add that GitHub repo to this thing, right? And then we'll say testing, and this repo is going to complain about this. So we're going to say feature test, let's say pipeline, and we'll say testing. It doesn't like what I did. Oh, that's what I did. They have a linter on their commit, that's why it complains. So we'll push that, and then that's going to run our pipeline. If we have all our syntax, right? So we'll go into the Meroware one, and it's running, it's complaining, no runner match Ubuntu latest. Oh, because I have a typo. Oh, my Ubuntu name. And nope. What is it called? Get that, and then we'll just do testing. We're just gonna delete this branch after we're done with this setup. Don't you love doing pipelines and then suddenly you have a typo? Yay! So this test actually takes, when I tried to run it the first time, I think it was like 8 minutes, but I was running like a lot of stuff. So, okay, cool. So that build, that complained that it's not building something. Let's see, run npm, Maven, gulp clean, local modules, Maven. Oh, haha. We forgot to install stuff. So what you have to do is install the packages. And we'll do npm CI so we can make sure that we don't add anything new. We just do installed. We'll just do the same commit as whatever. Right, we push that and then that should run. Once it starts running the test and we know that works, we're just gonna stop and then we'll go into the next part, which is actually adding like the multiple operating systems and then the multiple tests, the multiple node versions. So that's installing packages, blah blah, it's installing blah blah, npm CI, which is good. Sometimes I sing when I wait for things. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I know. Anyways. Cool. So that's installing all the packages. Come on. Maybe I'll fast forward through this. I don't know. Cool. So install the packages. It's running the build now. Just gonna minimize that. Cool. So it's running the test. We're just gonna assume that's gonna work for now. So we don't want to run this thing. It's gonna take 8 minutes. Right. We'll do the final run after. So we're canceling that pipeline. And then we'll let that run. Now what we want to do is actually be able to support the different operating systems. So we're going to do a strategy matrix for that. So we'll do a strategy. If I can actually write a colon, and then we'll do a matrix. And then within that, we're going to need different operating system and different node versions. So we'll name OS. And then we'll do Ubuntu latest. And then I think the operating system for Mac OS is like Mac OS latest. I can't remember. And then we'll do node version. So we'll do node version. Yeah, let's just do node version, whatever. Node version. And then we'll do 12, 13, I think it was, and then 14. Right? Let's look at that again. Try to see it there. 12, 13, 14. What was that? Yeah. Then, we just going to add a variable here since that's what we want to alternate on all the different jobs that is going to create with the matrix. So we'll do node matrix that node version. And then we also want to alternate the operating system. So we'll do the same on the runtime. And we'll do matrix.os, right? And then that should build all the jobs. Okay. Okay. Let's do the same test. Cool. And then when we go to our pipeline, should trigger that, and you're going to see multiple jobs being created. Cool, there. So you'll see that it says Ubuntu latest 12, 13, 14, and then macOS latest 12, 13, 14. So the question is like whether this is the actual right name. I think it is. But the cool thing here though, it's like because this is a library that needs to work in all different types of operating systems, and me as a open source developer, I want to create a PR where I can actually test all of that before I even create my PR, because you don't want to create a PR, then merge it, and then all the tests fail. And I don't want to have to set up all different virtual machines, or have a Windows laptop if we were running Windows, which by the way you can, or a laptop, a Mac OS, or have to have an Ubuntu Linux set up so I can test this library. But instead of that, we're just going to support this. Hopefully they take it. I don't know. I'm going to create my PR and see where it goes. So that is pretty much it. Thank you very much for joining me today. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to test open source, write things just to help people out because you are very good at programming. We will continue to do this kind of videos where I just create random pull requests on random repos just for fun. So make sure to subscribe to get the latest videos as they come out, and I'll see you next week.